this kind of program, giving, giving back, and an opportunity for people that want to make career transitions. Okay. Um, Beside all the technical skills, all the loads of information that you may think you want to achieve through this trading, the first thing I would like to tell you is that you are the best that the IT companies have been waiting for. Okay. That's the first thing I would like to say. Then also, especially those of us, we are the demographics, some of us are professionals in IT already. Do we have professionals already here? You're already in IT already.
Well, I
Hello.
don't know. I don't know how you IT is very fluid these days. I do data analytics. I
Great.
dabble into data science,
Okay.
and then thanks to Ralph, he's also nudging me towards AI. So somewhat in and around I don't know if that qualifies as
Yeah,
IT
I
though.
mean, you are a specialist already. You're a specialist, so you might be contributing to this presentation as well. Okay. So do we have other people? I don't want it to be lecturer students perspective. No, I want to interact with us and get to know some of us better. Okay. It would help us. Okay. It will make everyone feel relaxed, feel open up to ask. Okay. So are there people who are making transitions? Are there people who are transiting? Let's say you used to be, for example, there's a friend of mine, he used to be a pharmacist in Nigeria, okay, but he moved over to Europe recently, and by God's grace, we're able to help him. I mean, he's now a cloud engineer with one of the insurance companies in France. So, are there people that are making career transitions? Hello, are we really here, or some of us are absent? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm
Hello,
saying.
we
Are
can
they,
hear you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are there people who are making career transitions, or
Yes,
are we
there are.
all IT experts? Okay, that's what I want to know.
We are
Some
making career transitions. There are people.
career
Yeah.
transitions. Okay, great, 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 great. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to say. The possibility, okay, it's possible, it's simple. That's where I would like to start from. Okay, because making the transitions, a lot of times, a lot of us see, oh, there's loads of information. I don't even know where to start. This one is coming from here. This one is coming from the other side. This one is coming from here. This one is coming from the other side. But the first thing I would like to share with you is that it's possible by God's grace. Okay. And the time frame for those making career transitions, I usually say from my own experience, from people who have made successful transitions, give yourself time, 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months, you are good to go if you just apply yourself to a few things. So I just don't want it to be more of loading you with informations and all. Okay. Then there's a group of people I would like to share a few things with, especially those of us that are making career transitions. You're in a new environment. I would like to share a few things with you from my own experience. Try to make a few research, okay, on the various areas of opportunities in IT, okay? Don't be scared of trying or playing around. Do a good research. Find out people that are into some of those areas. Discuss with them, interact with them, know what they do. Find out, okay, is it how simple, how difficult, considering your background and all. With that you'll be well equipped. So do a few research. It can be one day, it can be 1 hour, it can be 2 hours. Just read various tech roles, various opportunities in ITs that are in demand across you. With that you'll be well equipped. Okay. I'm not trying to convince you to come into data science or machine learning, or am I discouraging you? Okay, but I would like you so that you know where you are well suited and what you have, what you can do. Okay, what you can do. So that's just the few encouragement I have. But the first and important thing is that with God, it's possible. Okay, with God, it's possible. So this evening, I just want to share a few things on an area um, called data science. Data science. Okay. Beside bro Ikechi, is there any other person currently or that is already playing around data science? Is there anybody else that is currently playing around data science? Hello.
Yeah, thank you. I have actually still playing around data science as well, and just trying to get my foot in there. However, I'm looking at data science, machine learning, especially because I get so much joy when I see what these machine learning models are doing, and so. But I think before I can get to the, but I, from my own thinking, that's okay. I have to have a good understanding of data science before I can explore machine learning. So that's the current state that I am at the moment, trying to explore data science, and so that's just my own story. Thank you.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Thanks so much. Any other person who've played around or
Yes.
okay, go on.
Yeah, I recently tried to, engage myself into that data science stuff, and even though I joined this Utiva, so it's just at the beginning stage that I'm currently now. So I'm trying to explore options, any other place I can get information to add to what I'm learning as well now.
Okay, great, 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 great. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So you guys are on the right track. Okay, okay. Can we see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, okay. So today is just more of introductory. Okay, subsequently we can play around a few other things. So I'll try to look at data science concept, machine learning. Uncle Ralph has already talked about AI. Okay, then I think he's shared with us a little bit about cloud concepts. Okay, but I may point a few things as well. Then look at relevant stats. Then I'll also look at learning platforms that I would like to share with us. Okay, so it's meant to be a brief one. Then we can interact. Okay, we can see my screen, right? Everyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So data science basically it's I have two definitions here. Basically, a lot of data science books often reference the wiki definition. Okay, it uses scientific method, processes, algorithms to extract knowledge and insight from structured and unstructured data and apply those knowledge to gain insights from data across broad range of domain applications. So basically, what is it saying? It's about extracting information from data, okay, and use it to get more insights, okay, and it's applied across virtually all discipline, like Uncle Ralph made reference to. There is no company that we don't work with, okay, ranging from airline to food processing companies to hospitals to insurance to name it. There is no company that is currently not applying because every organization runs on data. So it's the fuel. So that's why somebody can say, where and where can I work? You can work in everywhere because there is data everywhere. So those data can come in structured. Okay, this is what it's talking about. For example, the name of all the employees in a company is a structured data. You know what it's talking about. Okay. But you can also have some data that are not structured. Okay. They are just random. You just pick them. So getting insight from all those kind of data and applying them, relevantly, get insight from them, use them to make informed decisions. That's basically the few things data science talks about. Then from Azure, basically Azure Learn, data science focuses on processing and analyzing data, okay, applying statistical techniques to uncover. I like that word. So uncover means what is hidden, what is this data saying, what can we get from this data, okay, what's the relevant thing, what's important, what use can this piece of data be to us. So that's basically what it talks about. Then visualize relationships. What connects this thing to this one? For example, what connects the weather to sales? Are we together? So, for example, we are in Europe. Some of us already know the typical summer, winter. Are we together? But hello,
Yes, we can hear you.
We're with you, Walter. We're with
yes,
you.
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
hear
I
you.
don't want to talk to only myself. Okay,
Go on. Like,
We are
so
here.
some of us in the UK already, so we already know. Okay, um, we have the summer, the winter. There are some goods they sell them during the winter. You are asking them why. Why do they sell this more? Because they've gotten some data that okay, during the winter, some materials are more in demand, the wool materials and all, than those ones for to retain heat, for example, those that retain heat within you. So those are some of the materials that, so there's already a relationship between that data and the weather that you're already looking at. So that's an information that's coming in. So there is also, you can also get some data related to, okay, let's say somebody's height, somebody's weight, somebody's blood sugar level, and a few other information you can get. Then with that, you are able to say, okay, what is the relationship between this person eating habits? What's the relationship within this person eating habits and these variables? So what's the relationship between this person time of eating? So you want to study, okay, two people, this person likes to have dinner by 7, and you are checking out the person weight. You find out that okay, people that have this weight, they usually, people that eat at certain time always turn out to have certain weight. You're already trying to create a relationship. So that's one of the things you look at. So you try to connect every data. The first thing is that every data you see has a relevance. There's no useless data around you. It's just about getting insight from it, getting insight from it, getting insight from it. Okay, so let's proceed further. So, and patterns from them, then defining experiment. These are just big languages. We'll get into that on the. So there are common terms that a lot of us have heard. One of them is artificial intelligence. The other one is machine learning. The other one talks about data science. Okay, so data science, I usually call it the base. It's the base of the building block for both machine learning and AI. So at the data science level, we get data, we explore those data, we clean the data. So clean means taking out damaged ones, the ones that are not good, or the ones that are not how do I put it? How do I put it? A kind of sorting. Sometimes you sort. Like if you have worked in a company that you take readings, let's say those of us that have been into engineering, you're an instrumentation, you've worked in an instrumentation company where you are taking readings after every 1 hour. So after every 1 hour, you are taking readings. So let's say you have been taking temperature readings of 35 degree, 35 degree, 35 degree, 35, 36, 38, 35, 36, 38, 35, 36, 38, 35, 36, 38. Then suddenly you now see -5, 0, 35, 36, 38, 35, 36. So those, then at some point you will now see no data. Some place you will now see 0. So those are some. So how do we now handle all those data that we have collected to make them relevant to what we want to do? So you can clean them. Some of the things we can do, you can remove those ones that are not, that are like the minors in the example that I gave. Then also you can say, okay, let me put a value. Since I have been getting 35, 36, 37, 35, let's just give this one 35.5. So those are some of the things we do in processing. Okay, so that's that. Then after data science, you have cleaned your data, you have gotten insight. Okay, this is what I'm observing. I'm observing that when it is sunny, there is a demand for cooling. When the weather during the summer, there is a demand for cooling. There is a demand for cooling appliances. That's why where you are, once it's summer now, the different retail stores, they start providing cooling equipment. Okay, so that's about data. They've gotten information. They've gotten information from that data. Now, beyond getting insight from data, there's another thing you can do, which is where machine learning comes in. You can now use that data you have gotten to predict, or what we call make forecast. Make forecast. So you can make forecast. Okay, I've used this data. I've gotten insight from this data. Next thing, now I can make forecast. Okay, there's a likelihood that this thing would fail. There is a likelihood that this one is an anomaly. You are producing certain things. For example, you find out that there is an anomaly detection. So you can predict, for example, you can also predict how much you can sell any item you have. You can also say there is a probability that this patient, for those that are in the medical world, they have lots of data science. There's a probability that this person is going to be diabetic. Okay, then there's a lot of things you can begin to predict. So the machine learning aspect about it is now about more of predictions. Let me put it that way. Okay, I hope we can still hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the machine learning part. It's about making predictions. Don't don't be scared of the high languages. Okay, then the AI aspect talks about what is basically AI. AI is just a software that exhibits or mimics human behavior. So how does it work? So basically, you just simply take machine learning models that you have built and put them into some software application. So when it sees some things that are happening, it's able to behave from what it has learned, okay, which is basically from that model that it has been trained with. So when it sees something related, okay, it tells you, okay, this is what this thing is about. So it's basically mimicking human behavior. So the building block for AI is our machine learning. Uncle Ralph must have dealt so well with that. Okay. So, but in all, you would always find these terminologies. They are subsets. They are subsets. Okay, machine learning is a subset of this. AI is also a subset of machine learning. Okay, so that's basically that. Then let's look at the somebody say data. Okay, where do we get? What are those data we talk about? You talk about the quantities. The quantities. For example, where I stay, there are some stores, they sell things that are only related to a particular people. So Indians, if Indians live in a particular place, they have certain things the retail shops have observed. You can find everything in equal quantity at the same place. So where Nigerians stay, there are more food. There is a particular type of food you always definitely have to find about where Nigeria. So you're already looking at quantity. So there is an information about that. So if in an area, people are always demanding for rice. 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 There's a likelihood that Nigerians are the people living there. Am I correct? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are. You're right.
Are we together?
Yeah,
so
we can hear you.
you are already seeing the quantities, already giving you insight. So there's an information you can get. Okay, there is a tribe, there is a nation, there's something that is always that's making this thing more in demand in this area. So you're already seeing data. So I'm looking at basically where we get the data and stuff we talk about. Then informations you hear, informations. Yeah, there are good schools in the UK. Those are informations. Yeah, those are information. Okay, how many good schools do we have? Why are they good schools? Are they really good schools? Are they really the best schools? Okay, so this information, what makes them the best school? Why do people go there? The fees they pay. Why do they demand this fee? Those are data. You've already gotten information. Then you talk about graphs, visuals. You can see, okay, this thing means that, okay, this is going up, that this thing is dipping, this one is, measurements. You are measuring temperature, whatsoever. They are all data. You are measuring a lot of things you can measure. Measure weights, measure heights, and a whole lot. So those are sources of data that we looked at. Then observations, then facts, then numbers. So those are data that you see. So in observations, you can see, okay, we have this class of okay, maybe when we get to data science proper, we can look at things that are related to classification. So but observation is that this thing is likely going to be a cat, this thing is likely going to be a dog. So that you have seen by observation, okay, this is what we are seeing, this is what we are seeing. So you're already observing. So these are some of the sources of data that we already have. So every one of us, so data is all around you, everything you have. So again, there are no irrelevant data. Every data around you, even the time you sleep, you can use yourself, for example, the time you sleep, the number of hours you spend sleeping. Okay, you can study, you can keep that data, and after some years, you can measure. Okay, I am 25 years old. I am 30 years old. Look at the number of hours I have slept. You know, that data can give you some insight. Okay, so I spend 2 hours every day to read. I'm using 2 hours to learn a language. After 1 week, I've spent 2 by 7, for example. That's 14. So you see, you have gotten relevant data about yourself and all. So data is always around us. So, and that's the idea of data science, making every information. How can people use so the subject of data science, if I would stop here, I will tell you is that how do we make the data around people useful? Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes, yeah.
okay. The idea of data science would be, okay, all this data that are around me, how do we make them useful? How do we make them useful? How do we make them useful? So that's basically that's what sums up data science. Okay. So then let's look at the world of data. It's important. The world of data. So there's one of our colleagues is here. He said he's already looking at data analytics. Okay. Is anyone here, you've heard of data engineering? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Jimmy. Wait.
No, I need to hear also that I know
Okay,
that.
please. I want to encourage you
Oh,
guys to
yes,
respond.
let's know
Just-
that some of
Yeah.
us, maybe we are here, we're on the road, we just connected and we are doing other things. Okay. But I want to engage us. Anyone
We
here,
just
data
we,
engineering?
we try to mute so that there will be no background noise.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, but sometimes when I said okay, I ask
Yeah.
anybody head of data engineering, anybody studying data engineering already?
There,
I have heard of it. I'm not studying it,
there
but
is if you remember, we had I brought in Femi. Femi took data engineering 3 months ago. Introduction,
Yes.
if you all remember.
Yeah.
So that's what Walter is talking about.
Exactly.
But then let's make it an engaging class, just to help him progress.
No, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So in the data engineering part, so somebody here, you might want to go into data engineering. It's perfect, okay. But what I said at the beginning, I think it's a major thing I learned, okay. Ensure that you do study about 10 different tech roles, okay. Ask questions, engage the people in some of them, okay. Play around some of them. Don't just jump on anyone, okay. Every one of them is equally in demand. So the idea is to find your niche where you are suitable, okay, and where you will excel in. They are all I wouldn't say equal opportunity, but they are sufficient opportunities, okay. There are sufficient opportunities in all the field. So for those of us that are making career transition, you can explore each of those areas, okay, as quickly as you can and make your informed decision. So in data engineering, you collect raw data from the field, okay, like sensors, like surveys. A lot of us did postgraduate studies in the UK. You some send surveys and all those information. You get raw data. We did lots of experiments in the lab and stuff. So you get those are raw data. They are just there, chunks. Okay, they are just there. So not to speak bad of our country, but we haven't made good use of some of the data we have extracted. Okay, so most of our data are left at raw stage. Oh, you go to offices, they have loads of file, loads of paper. At the end, it does garbage that. Okay, so but in data engineering, you collect them from the real world. Okay, then you process them, you store them, you can put them in different formats. That's basically what data engineers do. They get data from wherever the sources are coming from. Okay, in case somebody is interested in going into data engineering, this is a summary of what you'll be doing. Okay, different formats. Okay, we put this okay, this data, we want it in CSV, we want it in Excel, we want it in TXT, we want it in, store it in a SQL database, store it in the cloud. So that's just basically processing of data. That's basically what data engineering talks about. Okay, so after that, you have collected them, you store the data. Okay, so in data analysis, or some call it data analytics, basically what you try to do is you organize them, clean again. Yes, clean. Okay, clean the data, organize them, explore those data, get insights. Okay, we find out that this thing, electricity consumption, is usually high during the summer. So how do you get those things? You buy visuals, and that's where data analytics come in. So those that are interested in being a data analytics, that's basically what you'll be doing. You'll be doing more of exploratory data analysis, getting insights in data. Okay, so you'll be faced with things with visuals. Okay, we find out that these are the highest immigrants. These are the highest immigrants in the UK, for example. You say, okay, this is the highest course that is being studied in the UK. The government will like, okay, why are more people studying this course in the UK? Do we even have the industries that are absorbing them? What are the incentives? What are the things moving people to study those things? You are now looking at insights. You're already getting insights into this course. You now look again. I can get an information again. The average age of British citizens that are doing masters. You can get information. Okay, the average age. Okay, what is the average age of Nigerians that are doing masters in the UK? You have already, the difference you will find will shock you. That's information by visuals. I look at this, I say, okay, wow. So this is the average age of Nigerians that are coming in. Why is this? So you now say, these people average age, they are doing, their average masters is 20, 21, but the average of these people are this. Okay, why? Okay, then another thing you can see, okay, this electricity is high this time of the year. So why is it always demand? Why is the demand? Why do we pay more at certain time? Why do the bill increase at certain time of the year? You find out that those things. Then again, are they particular people? Let's say the people that are likely to suffer obesity, they now start looking at, okay, the people that suffer, an average of them, this is what they eat. So I'm just giving examples of things you can see from visuals. Are we together? So are we together? So you will find typical Excel. A lot of us that did Excel, you can do, you have lots of those tools. Okay, then the data analytics guys, now you have Power BI that can do a whole lot of things, Tableau and all. So those are some. So that is where data analytics, they focus on. Okay, so let's look at what the data science now takes it step further. Okay, they are, so I look at applications. Okay, let's look at applications. Basically, in gaming, they can make predictions. Healthcare, so healthcare, they apply them in healthcare, study the people that are likely to get ill, some certain when you look at certain parameters, we call them features that you can look at and say, okay, the people having this kind of issue, they are likely to be diabetic. So for example, a doctor in the hospital, they can look at, okay, the weight of some patient, the glucose level, their height, okay, then with some of those variables, they can make predictions. That's where the data science is coming in now. They are making predictions using the machine learning models as well. Okay, that's where they begin to come in now to make predictions. Then, for example, some of us, you watch movies on YouTube. How many of us you watch things on YouTube? Am I correct? Do we have people like that? You go on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
So you find out that if, for example, you are somebody who likes to listen to gospel music, for example, or you like to watch Nigerian movies, Nollywood, or you like to listen to Hillsong, or you like to watch news, it will be suggesting, immediately you open your YouTube, you suddenly see, how come they are now bombarding me with all this kind of videos? They will be suggesting, because what has happened is that it has learned from you that you usually like this kind of thing. So it starts predicting what you are likely to watch. So these things are optimized into browsers, but I'm just giving you an idea where all these things come to play. So targeted advertising. So you go to buy some things, so it studies, oh, this person likes to watch this thing. Whenever you now open, some people, if you open their YouTube, for example, it will tell you all they do, because all the optimization tools have detected your behavior. They've seen, okay, this person, let's keep supplying him. And that's basically some of the things we looked at here. Okay, it has learned from your use, the things that you are likely. So it's predicting where you are likely to go. So targeted advertising, it's also applied. Sometimes you go and buy something online, next thing is suggesting to you another page and all. So fraud detection, when somebody credit card. So these are just some examples. Somebody's credit card, they are watching, for example, your spending behaviors, like the banks. It's automatically studying your spending lifestyle. So if, for example, sudden amount hits you, or some transactions begin to, it can flag your account like, look, there is an anomaly here. What's happening? Did this person win a lottery? What's happening? So it can also detect fraud, sudden withdrawal. I'm just giving some very lame examples, but the summary is that it cuts across all things. So in airline planning, routing, you are amazed how Heathrow, for example, handles all the airlines that come and go, and a whole lot of all that. It's basically data science, applying machine learning models to plan routing. Then the aircraft, for example, maintenance. There's one of them that I work with extensively in Europe here. So they use a whole lot of their data scientists are always working on models to help them make better predictions, better forecasts. What is their customer their customer forecast, maintenance of their aircraft engines and stuff like that. So that's just basically where the data science comes in. It moves beyond just getting data to making predictions with those data. Okay, so that's where data science takes it a little bit above the other side. Let's look at what is the machine learning aspect, okay, that we've been talking about. Okay, so in summary, this class, are we together? I hope I've not been talking with myself. Is somebody understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry. It's more of introductory. Okay. So in the machine learning aspect, this is just a typical flow, I would say. Some can call it pipeline. Okay. You get real world data, store them, clean. We've looked at those in data engineering, data analytics, and data science. They do these functions as well. Then in data science or machine learning, they now build models to make predictions. Okay, to make predictions, to say this outcome, this is what is expected, this is what is likely going to happen. With the information we are getting, there is a likelihood of this equipment failing. So basically, you build models that are able to predict. They are able to predict. They are able to predict. So building models is the emphasis of machine learning. So you build models so that whenever you supply it with a new information, it tells you what is likely going to happen based on that outcome. Okay, so at this point, do we have an idea of what is data engineering, data analytics, and data science? Do we have an idea?
Yes, we do.
Okay, okay.
It's taking in,
Okay, so machine learning is, I would say, is a data science technique that allows computers, okay, to use existing data to forecast future behaviors. This is just one of the definitions. Outcomes or trends. Okay, this is a trend. Okay, so basically you build models. They are just how do I put this model so that it doesn't sound, it's a function. I don't know. I don't know how to. It's just basically a function that is making prediction for you. That's basically when you hear model, it's just function. You train this function, you don't have this function. Whenever you have this X, you are likely going to get this Y. Okay, that's just predictions. That's basically what it's focused about. So machine learning is a subset. Again, I say it's a subset of data science that deals with training and validation of predictive models. Okay, so I've said that again. So let me look at I try to take a few examples from this is from Microsoft Learn. Okay, so the fundamental idea of machine learning is to use data from past observations to predict unknown outcomes. Say, for example, someone selling ice cream, it might use an app. So there's an app. Okay, the app combines how much he has sold, okay, and weather records to predict how much ice cream he's going to sell on a particular day. So this is where the temperature are these temperatures are these. This is what you are likely going to get. Okay, so if there is a particular day that the temperature is high and you don't sell that expected quantity, the next thing you look into that data, what happened here? We're not supposed to get here. You will now look at, okay, it was a public holiday or the schools were closed. So you're already making predictions based on what your model is already telling you. So another example here is a doctor might use clinical data of past patients to run automated tests. So you gather data of lots of patients that they've been treating from 1900, okay, and store those data, use those data, clean them, prepare them, build a model. Okay, so that model you have built, whenever you present the weight of a person, the glucose level of that person, the height, for example, of that person, it will tell you, okay, this person is likely to become to be diabetic. Okay, so those are some of the examples. Then we also have what we call classification. This one is either going to be a monkey or it's going to be a goat. This one is either going to be, that's also an area of machine learning. So basically, I'll try to look at this is like a flow, okay, or pipeline of what happens in machine learning. Okay, so what you want to know, you collect your data, you prepare those data, you upload it to your machine learning model, you train that model, then use the model result to predict what you want to do. So what do companies do? For example, here is another pipeline. So these pipelines can vary, but they are basically talking about the same thing. Okay, so you collect your data. Feature engineering were those things that I talked about how you handle your data and stuff. Okay, then you train your model, evaluate your model. This model is behaving well. whenever it gets this new information, this is how it responds. Okay, it's shown is correct. Then we have what is called deployment. Deployment is something that can host that your model. We have the cloud, for example, is a deployment. So we hear a lot of things about the cloud. So it's one of the places where you can deploy your model. So where you can host that model you have gotten, so that whenever you give it a new information via what we call an endpoint, it will give you an answer. So at the deployment stage, you are no longer building your model. You've already gotten your model now. You have what you want. So the deployment is a way you host them. You host that model you have trained. It's at that deployment is where, okay, when I now get new data, I feed it to my deployment. It now makes prediction for me. Okay, this thing is likely to fail. This aircraft is likely due for maintenance in this particular time. This aircraft, it is aging. These are the things we're already observing. These are the things we already observed. So because of the new data you are getting, so it's already giving you informed decision. So deployment. So after you have collected, you train your model. You now have your model. You deploy your model. You host it, so that like a lot of the engagement we do on our mobile devices actually interact with.
Sorry to cut you,
Yes,
Walter. I think there's a raised hand from Kende Olusoy. Kende, is the hand still up? Hello, Kende. I see your hand is raised. Do you have a question?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let me try to wrap up. So the idea of machine learning is basically get a model, make deployments, okay, then make predictions. Things, new information comes into that, you're making predictions. That's just a big summary of that. Then there are a few other things I wanted to point out. So careers in data science, AI, machine learning, they are often related, okay? Explore them. There are many. You can also explore and look at which one can. Data engineer, data analyst, data scientist, business analyst, okay? They're all dealing with data, okay? Enterprise architects, data architect, machine learning engineer or scientist. So these are just basically an areas. Then I also want to encourage you. Uncle Raf has already dealt with cloud platforms. While you are making career transition, try as much as possible to also learn across a cloud path. So these are, how do we simplify this definition? So cloud is just basically an environment where people host their resources. Okay, they lend you resources to do whatever you want to do. Okay, you don't need to, like Uncle Ralph was telling me about, where people had physical servers in their house that does what they want to do. Now you don't need to buy anything. Even the computer, your computer may not have the computing power to run some calculation. Don't bother yourself. The cloud platforms already provides you very, very good computers. Okay, they call virtual machines and all. You can run all those your calculations there. They already have tools for you to do all these things. Okay, so when somebody is telling you about Azure, AWS, GCP, so basically they do all the machine learning stuff, but they already have automated tools. It's just an aspect of it. They already have these automated tools. So when you are learning around Azure, you're only learning how Microsoft have provided some tools to be able to make predictions, and you are good to go as an employee for them. Okay, so that's just basically, so try and know basics of the cloud and understand what it's about. Then a few statistics. Industries using data science, software, banking. Okay, these are lots of industries that use that. Okay, so this is from European Leadership Institute. So you see, it cuts across lots of organizations that use data science. Okay, so in demand skills, these are Then let's look at top companies. Okay, this is for US, as this for US, for example. I got this for US. Then in the UK as well, some of those companies are also in the sure, for sure. They are in the UK as well. There are good companies that are recruiting data science. Explore them, find one, give yourself the next 3-6 months. So I got those of you in the UK, for example, from this site, SEC Education. Some of you may disagree with me. Of course, you have a better information, but again, data scientists are sought after and they are well paid. I don't need to say much about that. They are well paid. Okay, so you can explore some of these industries. Insurance, every company, they make use of data scientists. So explore them in your region. So the last thing, which I will continue subsequently, okay, when we meet again, I'll be now talking about Azure machine learning. Okay, basically, it's about using Microsoft resources to do all those things we have talked about. As well, you can, so some people, some companies, they bring their code, they bring their own specialists, then they now say, okay, I want to run this calculation on your computers. We'll just give them, allocate a computer for them, okay, which we call our compute resources, okay, or compute targets, where people can deploy, run their different calculations, whatever. So you just learning how to use Microsoft resources to do all those things. That's basically what you do. Then we also have for GCP, Google, for example. You can learn across their path how to use their resources to do all those things. All those things. So that's basically what this talks about. Then, importantly, this way I'll be wrapping it up before our questions. Learning platforms. I'm particular about those of us that are making career transitions. Pardon me. Okay, it's easy. Where I am, I've talked to a lot of them, and a whole lot of fears, a whole lot of confusion, a whole lot of sometimes. This is even where I would like to discuss with some of us. I would like to discuss your fears. What are your confusion? What really bothers you? What's the, how do I say it? What is the dark box in your head? Okay, let me chip a few things. This is based on my own recommendations. Okay, you can learn self-paced depending on how you like to learn. Some people like to take out their time and sit down and read on their own. Okay, they like to read. Like me, when I was in the university, I'm not a tutorial person. I'm not a go tutorial class. Are we together? Are there people that went to tutorials here? Hello?
Yes, so
Okay, so this area is really important. Please, I want to share a few things with you. This area is really important. You need to study you need to know how you learn. It's important. If you're someone who can, you can sit down and watch a 30-minute video on YouTube. Oh, kudos to you. Some people, it's hard for them. It's hard to sit down and watch 30 minutes. They need somebody to guide them. They need somebody to stay with them. Some people like to study in groups. Some like to go in training. Some like mentors, people that give them assignment. Do this one this week. Do this one this week. Do this one this week. This one, do this one, do it. You need those things if you are making a career decision. Don't abandon them. Don't feel you are too old. Don't feel you are too mature. No. A lot of people, Uncle Ralph can tell you better. A lot of people that you call managers, because I'm talking to you people like my brothers. Let's forget about the course. A lot of the people that are managers in the top companies you see, a lot of them are 20, 21, 22, 23. Are we together? Don't be scared of your learning approach. Be able to engage. Ask them, okay, see how I like to learn. I like somebody explaining and simplifying them. Okay, it's also very good. So there are some few places I have found out that you can learn. If you are somebody who likes the YouTube, you can go to IntelliPads. They are good places. These are just some. Pluralsight as well, I think it's paid. The Microsoft Learn is free. You can run a complete course. Like, you can train yourself within 6 months to get an expert job of hundreds of thousands of pounds. Yes, it's possible. 3 to 6 months is what we usually, at what I have seen. Okay, so Microsoft Learn, you can learn any of those. Okay, let me share a page. Let me share a page quickly. I hope we are still together.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
let me share a page with us quickly. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me share a page with you. There's this Microsoft Learn. So this is what I've been saying. So you can come here, for example, explore careers. These are free. I mean, this is a complete free resource. Complete free resource. A lot of people have landed well-paying jobs by just applying themselves to these free courses. They are completely free. Anything you want to go into data analytics, these are completely free. DevOps, completely free. You can apply yourself to any one of them you want. Okay, so here's where I am. So Cloud Academy is also another one. EDX, then Coursera. Oh my goodness. I always recommend this guy, especially for those of us doing career switch, machine learning specialization. Yes, I always recommend this course. Okay, you can get it from Udemy. I always recommend it. I always recommend it from my experience. So anybody that is interested, you can always go there. You'll find complete guide. Okay, look at this course. Andrew Ng, Stanford. So, and deep learning here. This course, if you finish this course, you can land any job anywhere as a data scientist. Yes, I am telling you, these are verified things. Okay, so these are a few. Then Udemy. Oh my goodness, Udemy. Somebody was telling me that Udemy has offered more jobs than most Nigerian universities. Well, they have played their role. Nigerian University has also played its own role. Udemy can save you. You have well curated course. Then W3 schools. This website need to be your friend. This website needs to be your friend. Some of us already know a lot of those things. So there are a few of those things where you can go on document. Then here's my final thought I would like to add. It's advisable to follow curated courses. Curated courses are basically they are courses that they are structured from first principles. Okay, they don't just jump. You don't just go and land a video in YouTube. You'll be frustrated. But if you take let's say for example this one, data science, for example, okay, you pick, it tells you, you see you are starting off on a right path. So you'll see what is create. So it's already starting. What is this? What is that? What is this? So it will tell you from first principles. So that's an advantage of curated. A lot of us making career decisions always get frustrated because we don't find curated, because you are learning from you are building from the rooftop. You will crash. You will be frustrated. Find a curated course on any of those platforms. They will guide you. You need 3-6 months, depending, 3 or 6 months to be fit. A lot of the guys that are doing well in tech, your background is immaterial. I'm just giving a few final thoughts. Your background, what you read is immaterial. The guys that are, I don't want to denigrate any course of study, but most of the guys that are doing well, that are managers, they read really amazing courses, really amazing courses that you don't want to hear. So only few read things that are related to the computer science or computer engineering. Okay, so your background is not really important. What's important is knowing how you learn and applying how you learn. Okay, it's important. Those are a few thoughts. Then I also would like to recommend this course. It's currently open. Andela and Microsoft. Okay, it's currently open. Data science for beginners. It's a complete curated course. So complete curated from first principles to experts. Okay, so that's that. Then yeah, I think that's where I would like to say thank you for your time. Oh, thank you so much. So questions.
Yeah, someone was asking if the materials could be made available. That's the this particular slide. Somebody typed it. Yeah, But there's also a hand, Damian Amobi. Is your hand still up?
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted to ask about the material, you know.
Okay, okay, you mean this slide, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's see how I can summarize it. Okay, I'll see. I'll discuss with Uncle Rap, then we'll see what we can share that. Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So I would like to ask those of us that are making career transition, what are your fears? What have you encountered so far? Or anybody that have question or something you want to share? I think we have a few minutes before we wrap up. Yes, I think we have a hand raised. You can go ahead.
Hi, good evening. Thank you very much. This has been a very eye-opening thing. It's the first time I'm joining anyway. But I must say that I think what you said about learning from curated resources is actually the thing I wanted to talk about. I've learned a few bits from here and there, attending some courses, but the problem I have is putting it together in a way that it becomes marketable or into something that can be that will make one employable. So I want to ask, are you able to point us to areas where we can find maybe mentors in particular fields that we are interested? For example, I'm interested in data science in healthcare. So I'm just wondering if you could signpost us to maybe some of the people in those industries, so that one would to help us to direct our learning and what to look out for. Thank you very much once again.
Okay, thanks so much. I may not have any specific that I could reach out on healthcare. Okay, I may not have specific, but one thing I can say is there are few communities you can try to follow on LinkedIn. Okay. In those communities, from what I've seen, you can find people in different fields. Okay. Then also there is also a machine learning, data science machine learning community. I don't know if you have heard of Cargo.
Cargo, yeah, I've heard of Cargo.
Yes, awesome. They have lots of communities there. They have lots of projects. They have lots of things people have done. You can engage them and also try to ask questions. But there are lots of those are some of the communities that I'm so most time I try to share from what has worked for me and what I've seen. Okay. I'm also limited in some informations. Okay. But some of those communities on LinkedIn will tell you can find experts that are doing this and in this particular field. Then you can reach out to them. Okay. Then Cargo is also one of the community where you can find lots of projects and leverage on that. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, I want to have this discussion because this is where the key. Then also to what Okpe said, if I would leave every one of you with one thing, forget about what I've even taught you. What I will leave you with is find a curated course, study, review the different niche. I don't know, I'm particular with those of us making career transition. Review some fields in IT, then find a curated course that takes from first principle. If you try to double this one, that one, this one, that one, at the end, you might, depending on, I don't want to say you will, you might get confused and discouraged. Okay. So, but that will be my final thought. Yes, I want to hear some of us before Uncle Raf comes in.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Water. Thank you for today's class.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, I've done several training on Microsoft 365 for about 6 months. I have my own a developer account where I practice. I created my own tenant. I could create user, assign permission to them, and the rest. I did that training for like 6 months now.
Okay.
Then I've also currently I'm into cloud computing, Azure to be precise.
Okay.
I know the basis of cloud computing and some other area concerning Azure networking, virtual machine, and the rest. But the challenge I'm having is yet to have the hands-on experience because many of those job openings most of their requirement is you having 1 or 2 years experience. So that's my major area I'm having challenge now. So I don't know if you can say 1 or 2 things about that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is what I have shared with a whole lot of friends that has really helped them. Okay, a friend of mine even got a job 2 days ago. The same thing. When you find a curated course, one of the things you are able to find, you find projects that they give you to do. Take, for example, you're on cargo, for example, or you find some of these curated courses that I do. The projects that they give you, do them, learn what is called, there's something called GitHub. It's an online repository. Okay, it's one of the things that can work for you. Okay, I'm just giving options in case you are thinking you don't have sufficient experience. Then I'll also answer based on my own learning, okay, and what I have seen. Okay, a lot of them will ask you for experience. Regarding experience, the projects you have done are always your selling point. So this my friend, he got a course, 2 courses that landed him the DevOps job. One of them was IT course for beginners. Then the second one was on DevOps because he told me he wanted to go into DevOps. He bought those 2 courses. Then he went through the projects, and as he was doing the project, he was using GitLab and a whole lot of stuff. Those online repositories are your hands-on skills that you have. Okay, so when you get to interview, you don't say, oh, I don't have experience. You already have experience, because basically what they do there is what you have done in your project. Sell your projects. This and this is what I have done. This is what I have done. This is what I have done. Okay. Then regarding interviews, okay, maybe somebody else might ask question around interviews. Regarding interviews, when you get into interviews, they can list about 10 things that they are looking for. If you have 1 or 2, go for that job, but ensure that you know those 2. So when they ask you things, you say, this is what this is what I have done. This is what I understand very well. And they can employ you. Of course, they will most likely employ you if you're able to prove yourself in those 2 areas. Okay. So regarding experience, those are things that I have seen that has helped a whole lot of us that are making career transitions. That's my emphasis. Okay, build a good repository by doing the labs. They call them labs in curated courses. Do the labs. Don't skip labs. Do the labs. Put them on your Git repository or GitHub, wherever you want to store them. Those are your hands-on experiment and all you want to do. Then regarding interviews and job, sell your projects that you have done. Sell your project, what you have done. One of the things during my interview was the project I had done in my school. It was a major selling point for me. Okay, we're predicting electricity consumption in one of the buildings. It was a selling point. I talked about it. Okay, so don't be scared. Sell your project. Those are the experience. But you have to prove to them that you know it. You have an understanding of what you're talking. Okay, yes, let me hear other people. Sunday, I don't know if I've been able to drop some ideas for you.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I get you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I want to hear some of us. The ladies are not talking. So what's been your fears? What's been your experience? What's been the challenge? What are your questions on this one or other things? Hello? Are we still here?
Yes, we are. I think there's some questions in the chat box.
Okay, let's see. Yes, in project management, yes, they are. There is something called Agile. What do they call them? Is it the guy? Yeah, Scrum Masters. You can they are if you're into tech and you did something around project management, go and study about Scrum Masters. Okay, Agile technology. Go and read about them. They will really help you know where project management suits in. Okay, you'll be able to understand things around product owners and all. So you can look into all those areas to be really nice. Are they internship that opportunities that may be of help to beginners for hands-on experience? Yes, yeah. I mean, it will always begin with yes, their internships. You can always search for them on LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn for internships. So that's what I can say. But internship is also a good or a good internship is also a good path to launching. But I would always encourage. I'm particular about those of us making career transition. There is a huge demand for workforce. There's a huge demand. Any little you have learned, as long as you're able to, establish and communicate perfectly what you have learned and what you can do, begin to get yourself to apply, begin to start applying on some of those jobs. Don't wait too long. Begin to apply. Okay. Once you've gotten yourself, those 2-3 months, you have gotten those hands-on, done a few labs, begin to apply. If you find internship good, if you don't find internship, apply for entry level. If you don't find entry level, apply for specialist role. But of course, they will definitely test you on the area you claim you know. So those are some things I want you to keep in mind. Okay. This one, what of those that has certification in Azure Fundamental Security and Identity Management? Of course, our certifications are good. Okay, they are good, but they are not criteria most times. They are good. Certifications are good when you have gotten the knowledge, you've understood what it's talking about. Then also certification can also distinguish you in some areas. Okay, this person has got the certification, this person. Your certifications can also show where your interest has been. So it can, so in certification is good. Try to do them and learn what is being, the information very relevant. But don't let certification deter you from applying for any course for jobs. A lot of people, I've seen people have been working with, they say, oh, I want to complete this certification, I want to complete this certification, and they never apply. You don't have to get certifications. Oh, I've seen people who have gotten good jobs without the certification. They've learned 1 or 2 or 3 things, gone to the interview, they ask them, do you know this one? I don't know. What do you know? This is what I know. This is what I'm good at. Okay. So that's also what I want to say. So certification, good. If you can get them, very good. They can be an advantage. But let it not deter you from application. Regarding that, I think Uncle Raf, where should we drop our emails
if you're part of the WhatsApp group, I will drop it in the WhatsApp group later.
Yes, if we can.
If you're not part of it, you can get my contact and ask to be added. And I'll share it on the WhatsApp group. Later we can ask for people's email, but for now, all we have is the WhatsApp group. Yeah, that's Edwin. Okay, I would just thank you very much, Walter. Thank you. Thank you very much for laying a very good foundation to the course. I want to encourage us to, make it a date on Sunday evenings. 1 hour maximum, 1 hour 50 minutes will be done with the class. But with the foundation that Walter has laid, subsequent class will be about application. He mentioned project-based learning. If you have any idea about what you think you want to use data science knowledge to solve, either back at home in Nigeria or in Africa or in the community where you're living, bring those ideas, and it's, and we can brainstorm about it. It's one of the ways of learning. Real life application of what you're learning will help the knowledge to stick better. For example, he made a lot of analogy about how to use data science in real life. And machine learning is about solving problems with machines. That's frankly what it is. What you see as AI today, ChatGPT, Llama 2, Llama 3, they are all models that were built from machine learning models. I also want to say that for some of us who have different backgrounds, technology is just a means to solve life problems. So you can learn the technology and think of applying it in your discipline. You are a business person, It's good to know the technology to see how to apply it in your business. You're into healthcare. Just know what technology you can use to solve any problem or situation that you encounter daily. Or think in terms of project. If you think in terms of project, you easily grow in this sphere. Yeah, I know people ask for slides. Remember, this is not a university kind of learning. The approach here is for you to go hands-on and do yourself. So as Walter guides us, presents the curated learning that he mentioned, within those curated learnings, there will be examples of projects to try on. Like I've mentioned that we're going to do Git class. I would take time to teach us Git and everything about Git, how to create your own Git org account, how to upload your project into Git hub as an evidence of what you can do. It's very important, as Walter mentioned. Another thing I wanted to say also is that I will be taking the class on AI on Saturdays, and he will take the class on machine learning on Sunday. They are related courses, and our focus is Microsoft solution. The thing we are teaching you, you can execute with any other technology, but it's easier to learn one first and be good at one to solve the problem that your employers are having. Because to be frank, employers are looking for people to solve problems that they have, right? Someone talked about being a project manager. You can be a project manager in a data science related project or machine learning related project. So having the knowledge can also help you in that sphere, if you know what I mean. So I want to thank you all for making it a date. Let's also make the class interactive. If you have questions, drop it in the chat. The presenter, Walter, myself, will take the class. We'll take great time for questions. And then if you have questions within the week, maybe you are studying something, you need a bit of more, you are free to drop it in the WhatsApp group. So at this moment, I'd like to bring the class to a close. There is also an active YouTube channel. If you think you want to go over the class again, you can watch the video on the YouTube channel. I will upload this later tomorrow and share the link in the WhatsApp group. Thank you once again. Ikechi, Okwe, thank you for your contribution. Damien, and your question. Sunday, keep firing. Juliana, yeah, someone is asking for my contact. I should have your contact, and I will add you to the WhatsApp. Let me see, let me chat you. Who is that? Okay. Hello, Mechin. Do you want to chat me? Okay, send your because I'm recording, I don't want to drop my contact. Yeah, how did you join? Oh, okay. Let me stop recording just for data protection.